Okay, this is program number 6. This one here we are adding together terms in a sequence to get a sum in the end. So the program is going to calculate the following formula depending on the input, which is typed by the user. So the sum is going to be equal to 1 over 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1 over n. And then result is going to be output. So the user is going to input the value of n. We are going to calculate the sum of that. So here's an example of what we're going to do. So let's code this up. So we're going to start off by the value of n from the user. Alright, so get the value of n from the user. Okay, there we go. That's getting our values. Now we're going to set up our loop. Let's say for integer I is equal to 0. We're going to go from, well, I is, we're going to say less than equal to n. I is going to increment by 1 each time. We're going to do this. So we got to calculate the sum. So the way we're going to do that, we are going to say the sum of this is going to be, first of all, we're going to have to define this variable up here. This gets kind of a little bit weird because you can't define the variable here because you're going to be defining it each time. So we're going to define our variable and initialize it up front here. It will be a double. We're going to call it sum. We're going to initialize it at 0. So set it to a value of 0 to start with. And we're going to say sum is going to be equal to 1 plus 1 divided by I. So is that right? So let's look at this. We're going to add to itself plus 1 over n. I think that's our correct math there. Now let's look at this. This is the way we normally set up our loops here. But this is going to be 1 over n. 1 over I. We can't do that because that's going to be 1 divided by 0. So we're actually going to have to start this at a value of 1. So let's think about how this works. The very first time we come through, our value is going to be, we want to have 1 plus 1/2. So sum is going to be 0. We're going to say sum is 0 plus 0 plus 1 over 1. That's correct. And then we're going to have 1 plus 1 over 2. That's correct. And keep going like that all the way up to the last term would be n. So that is good. And when we're all done, we're going to say console dot right line Alright, let's give this a try. Enter value for n. Let's say 2. So this should be 1 plus 1/2 should be 1 1/2. So a couple problems here. So first of all, I spelled sum wrong and then it calculated wrong. Fix that one first. We put in a 2. Sum is okay. What's going on here? Here's our problem. We're dividing it by an integer. That's my mistake. That there needs to be a double. If we're dividing by an integer, that's just coming up as a 1 each time. If I put in a really big number, this should get closer and closer to 2, the bigger the number gets, but never exceed 2. maybe I'm wrong on that. Yeah, I'm wrong on that. Okay. So I think that is correct what it's doing now. We can put in, there's a big number. Let's see how long this takes. So that just looped for 500,000 times. That's still pretty quick. Alright, so that is this program. So that's program number 6 completed. Alright, pack it up, put it in your part of your program. Put it in part of your assignment.